What is good, credit people, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Bobbalam, about to curse Gilbert by putting a pillowcase over his baby head and suffocating him until he's a ghost. Because we need to go trick-or-treating in just a couple days. I'ma be dressing up as Goku. Let me know in the comments what y'all are dressing up as for Halloween, if you even able to do it, because I know like quarantine and whatnot, but whatever, we still partying in my hood. But anyway, in related news, in today's video we're gonna be discussing the Carti Curse, a term that I just created, even though it's not necessarily a curse in regards to Carti himself. Rather, it's for the people surrounding him, and that everyone is pretty much just influxed, or if that's even a word, from Carti fans slash Carti stans, trying to get information from them, even though they literally know nothing, because Carti is literally just a figment of our imagination. He's just a hologram that was created by the government to distract us from COVID. Whole lot of red was never real, as I just said. So without further ado, the Carti Curse. Let's talk about it. Okay, so I didn't really give much context in the intro about this situation with the Carti Curse. However, yesterday, a producer by the name of Captain Crunch tweeted, and it actually brought up a rather big topic that we have all thought before, probably at least, maybe not for some of you, but it's definitely been an issue within the Carti fan base, and it actually affects many artists, people, everyone around Carti. So I just thought that we would discuss it today. Maybe we can be better with our actions in the future, or maybe just continue to do it because we don't really give a fuck. So to get into the story, a producer by the name Captain Crunch, who is known for being like a SoundCloud producer. He has credits with like Lucky, Jay Critch, Ski Mask, The Slump God, Lil Skies, Young Bands, Lil Tracy, etc. The list goes on, so I just don't necessarily need to say all the names, but he's worked with like practically every SoundCloud rapper from like the 2018 era. I don't know about any more. I don't know if he's working with any big artists anymore from this past TikTok generation, because times have changed, but apparently, and according to him, he has worked with Playboi Carti, or maybe not, as Red Pints has informed us, but we'll get into that a little bit later. For the original tweet that Captain Crunch Beats posted on Twitter was, "Bro, I hate Carti fans. I did one song with bruh in 2016 and got no money off it. Just people tagging me in snippet videos every day, literally even now." Which ironically is so true about every single person that talks about Carti or is Carti's friend. The one dude like 3 years ago who shaved his balls just one time, they get infiltrated with hella Carti fans in their DMs, even if like they literally have no affiliation to Carti other than having the letter C in their fucking name. Also, before we start getting into like the actual topic of the video, I did think it was funny how he said he got literally no money off of it, because as we all know, Playboi Carti literally never officially drops anything except for that Keyed feature that might be dropping in like a couple days. So wait on that, because that's gonna be fire. I can already tell, unless it's complete cap, which honestly I have a feeling it might turn out that way and we'll be sad, but I will be streaming that day so that we can all cry together if it actually doesn't drop, or we can celebrate together if it does drop. But anyway, again, he said he got literally no money off of it, maybe a little bit of clout, but again, this clout might not necessarily be that good, as we'll get into later on the video, because Carti just doesn't drop music. It was probably just like a leak or like a SoundCloud exclusive song, or just an HQ snippet, which I found out it actually might be. But anyway, I don't necessarily know what the song is that he had with Carti, but people in the replies of this Twitter thread were saying it was called Coop. Now I guess one of Captain Crunch's friends, or like someone who is an unreleased holder, claimed that it's not called Coop. I'm not sure. I'm not the person who holds all these leaks like some other people, so go ask them that question. I'm just a YouTube commentator. Now before we get into the detriment that the Carti fans have brought him so far, causing him to even claim that he completely hates Carti fans, he despises them, he wants to cut off all their heads and make them come back as zombies like in fucking Warzone, which I will be streaming later tonight if you didn't already know. But apparently Red Pints even claims that he don't even actually have a song with Carti. It was just like an HQ remaster, as some of these producers on YouTube do. They are the GOATs, so shout out all those people that do that and make these leaked songs that we actually don't have the CDQ track from and make it at least listenable. Captain Crunch rebuttals saying, "I was 16 when I made that beat for Carti. When you was 16, you was beating your dick at your mom house in Super Mario pajamas. Stop playing with with me. But unfortunately, he got ratioed, and I don't want to get too much into that beef because we got other shit to talk about. 4. The Carti Curse, in my eyes, is essentially the curse that everyone around Carti gets, wherein they are pretty much bombarded with stans and fans asking for all the information that Carti keeps us in a drought for, such as Whole Lotta Red or like Gilbert or Iggy Azalea's relationship, because we had no idea that Carti and Iggy were splitting up, and dude isn't even like talking to his child, so he's even keeping his child in a drought from that lean. Like, he's giving him water, but he ain't giving him no double cup activist. How is the baby gonna sleep at night? This curse includes his affiliates, other artists, the people who are signed to Opium, but also includes other people that, you know, have their own fan base, such as Lil Keed, that we're gonna be listening to very soon, hopefully, and other larger artists that have worked with Carti. But I guess the main proponent of this curse would include such artists like K-Suave, Sunny 2.0, Guap Tarantino, all the people that he's cool with but not necessarily signed with, or have their own like really strong cult like fan base, like say a Lil Uzi Vert, who without Carti would be making hella bread. And by this I mean, whenever Carti fans find out that he has a feature with some other artist, no matter who it is, their DMs are gonna be flooded with questions from these Carti stans looking to get some ball pics and some facials from Carti after he broke up with Iggy, because they know he need a bust a nut. But in all seriousness, they ask him questions like when Whole Lotta Red is dropping and when the song is releasing, when in reality they literally have no idea, because again, Playboi Carti doesn't even use his phone like that. Like shit, he probably doesn't even text them in English, let alone at all. Not to mention the fact that he probably won't clear their features, so it's not like they have any control over when they can drop the song, and in most cases they end up having to leak the song, and then the fans get pissed at them rather than the person who actually caused the whole issue, Playboi Carti, because he can't just call Interscope and say, yo, clear this feature for like 10 racks or whatever the price may be. And obviously the same thing happened with Captain Crunch, the producer, as well, or at least he claims it did, because apparently he is also getting bombarded with hella snippets in his inbox. Carti stands probably asking him like what the inside of Iggy's womb looks like too. But as we mentioned before, and what he said on Twitter, Captain Crunch that is, they haven't even talked since 2016, because that was the last time or only time that he made a beat for Carti, and now in the Carti fan base he's pretty much designated as just his producer rather than someone who's produced for all of the credits that I mentioned before, like Lucky, Jay Critch, Ski Mask, Lil Skies, and all the others. So it's almost like the worst of both worlds, which is something I've never really heard before. It's like they get blue balled in clout, wherein working with Carti will get you hella Carti fans following you, engaging with all your content and commenting and DMing you, getting super intrigued with your brand. But all they're asking for is Carti, and when you don't know any information about Carti, they call you a capper, they call you a fraud, they say you're whack other than when you drop music with Carti, and then every time you tweet or post an Instagram story, the Carti fans somehow configure a way to relate it to Whole Lotta Red and a theory of it's dropping like tomorrow because you posted a red emoji, and that's like 6 letters after a C that you put in one of the words in your caption. And then finally, after like 4 years in Captain Crunch situation, it's 2020 and he made a beat for Carti apparently in 2016. Now dude has like 20k followers on Twitter and Instagram, and he gets like hella low engagement because all of the followers are just there for Carti, and so they're super inactive. It's great for Carti, but it's terrible for anyone who affiliates with Carti, and that includes his friends who are just there to like be his shooter. They're there to squirt water guns at people who run up on Carti trying to rob him. They ain't trying to get DMs from dudes asking for ball pics. And there's really only a few artists who have surpassed this curse, such as like Pierre Bourne, who may be the only actual artist that I can think of that kind of created his own cult-like fan base aside from Playboi Carti, although a lot of the people that listen to Pierre Bourne are always begging him to drop with Carti. We'll get into why in a second, but that's honestly a huge accomplishment for Pierre and kind of speaks to his true talent. But anyway, now for where it comes from, and that it derives from the obvious lack of communication that Carti shares with his fans, in that literally he does not post for like months at a time on any of his social medias. So there is just a lack of supply and such a high demand that any drop of Carti information that his fans and stans can find, they will exploit. And that includes his hairstylist Ronnie Lee, who has been on several times jumped by Carti fans. I wouldn't even be surprised if they ran up on her barbershop or salon, I guess, all stealing her like red hair dye guy counting up the bottles to see how many days left till the album drops. But as I just mentioned, fans are thirsting for any sort of information, music, pics, whole lot of red, etc. And some of these affiliates do happen to have like random recordings with Carti in the studio, somehow always seeming to be recorded on some like VHS recorder from 1993 in black and white, and the light settings were like off or some shit. And that's what continuously brings Carti fans back to cursing, or I guess haunting, everyone who's associated with Carti, because they do sometimes get what they want, which is that precious Carti intel to supply all the theories of when Whole Lotta Red is dropping, which is not happening until 2021, if it's even real. After Trump's tweet a couple weeks ago, honestly, I think that it was, in fact, a government organization. In conclusion, whether you want to believe it or not, the Carti Curse is an actual thing, in that it essentially blue balls the person associating with Carti, and that at first they believe they're getting hella clout because they're working with such a big artist with a strong cult-like fan base. However, after their relationship is over with Carti, because it actually happens a lot, they turn sour, like one of the activists, Thousand Band Fonny, Lil Uzi Vert, who we've all talked about in many previous videos. The Carti fans also turn on him, just like Carti did. And likely, it leaves them off worse than they were before, because now they have hella followers, and they have a lower engagement percentage on all of their accounts, so the algorithms just simply don't push them anymore, and like share them on the Explore page and on the home feed, because as you may or may not know, Instagram and Twitter, they don't all show your post to every single one of your followers, unless it gets like a certain amount of likes and retweets or whatever. Luckily for Pierre and some of the other artists who have somehow surpassed the curse, the cure to get away from the haunting is to have true talent. So I guess it may not actually be a curse, it's just a test to see if you can actually make it. But you know, your boy Bob gonna get past it, because I kidnapped Gilbert and I'm not giving him back until Carti X's out all of the voodoo. So with that, it's your boy Bobbalam signing off, carving a pumpkin with Gilbert in preparation for Lil Keed and Playboi Carti dropping this Friday. Let me know in the comments if you think the Carti Curse is real, and if it kind of screws over all the people who surround him. Make sure to like and subscribe while you're at it for the latest hip-hop news, drama, and analysis videos, as well as to follow me on all my socials in the description to join the Bob Gang if you with it. Peace out, Carti people. Know what I'm saying? Oh, and by the way, I'm streaming tonight. I'm trying to do it every single weekday night on this main channel, probably playing Warzone. Peace.